Now, this video is kind of a retort or rebuttal to Stickshammer's um, ex-Satanist video. One, I don't really believe that you're an ex-Satanist. I think you're just evolving and maturing. And there's really no rebuttal or retort because I actually agree with what you're saying, especially when you talk about the Church of Satan. When you talk about Satanism in general, about being, just a carnal stepping point and a liberating effect to alleviate yourself of guilt and fear and whatnot. So I don't really have much to say. Um, I love your videos, man. I've subscribed to hundreds of people, but they probably only watch, I don't know, 20 people's videos on a regular basis. But I do watch yours. I do watch yours. And I'm just going to add to it. I do agree that the Church of Satan, since LaVey died, has basically become a money-making machine. And a lot of people don't understand that LaVey wanted Boyd Rice to be the high priest. But he left his inheritance to Blanche Barton, his lover at the time, and the mother of his only son. And, well, Blanche was in a state of financial disarray, and Peter Gilmore helped her out. So, as a gesture of respect, Blanche gave Peter Gilmore the high priest status of the Church of Satan. But since then, it's just a money making machine. It's buy my books, buy our overpriced, satanic bling bling medallions and this and that, this and that. And yeah, I mean, I get it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And let's double the membership fee. I became a member in '94. $100. This is kind of a lot of money for my age when I was 18. And then they doubled it as soon as Louis died. And yeah. And I understand. Satanism is kind of a stepping stone. It's a stepping stone to liberate, as you said, yourself from guilt and fear, and to move on. I mean, it's moving on as an occultist. It's moving on towards the left-hand path. It's moving on to other things, and Satanism is a great way. LaVeyan Satanism is a great way to kind of set the wheel in motion. And I think eventually, as you mature as an adult, you will find your path. You will find your path, whether that is this or that. And you had mentioned Xena and Shrek, who are ex-Satanists. Now they're dark Buddhists type things that I'm not even aware of exactly what that means. But Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Dude, you hit the nail on the head, man. You really hit the nail on the head with that. And what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? It's like, yeah. I mean, it's just one of those things. It's one of those things, man, where you pick and choose. You pick and choose from different philosophies, from Buddhism, Satanism. You pick and choose, and you find what works best for you. And what works best for you are the cards you pull from the deck. And that's what it is. And I'm not saying I'm an ex-Satanist. I'm a lifelonger. I'm going to be in this from day one. Have been for 20 years. So, does that mean anything? Not really, but yeah, man, you nailed it. You nailed it. You fucking nailed it. And as far as the satanic organizations go, and I have mine. And since the internet came out, everybody's got one. Everybody's got 2, 3, 4, 8, fucking 30. Yeah. Yep. And it's a multifaceted field of a clusterfuck, because you have to define what Satanism is. What are we talking about? Atheistic Satanism? Are we talking about LaVeyan Satanism? And as you pointed out, what was LaVeyan Satanism? LaVey plagiarized, Midas Right, heavily plagiarized Midas Right, and the whole half of the Satanic Bible, the last half, when we're talking about the rituals and magic, stuff like that. He produced a Satanic Bible, but it was too small, and the publisher said, "We could sell this, but we need more. We need more. Throw some shit in there about magic." And so LaVey did, took some shit from Crowley, and the Enochian keys and this and that shit. And what are you gonna do? What do you mean? Dude's trying to make a buck, and honestly, he got ripped off because nobody expected it to sell 9 million copies. So he sold the book for $50,000. A lot of money back in the 60s. But, and then of course he got royalties. And, it's interesting because Anton wanted his only son, Satan Xerxes Carnacki LaVey, who now goes by the name Eric Barton. Apparently, he didn't like to be called Satan in school. It's like, Satan here? Yeah, that's me. So I can see that I could get really old. And last time I heard from him was, Eric Barton. I live in San Diego, and they live in Lemon Grove. He lives with Blanche, his mother. but he's also a photographer and works as partial owner of Thrasher magazine. And if you just Google Thrasher magazine or Thrasher skateboard or whatever, you'll see that he redesigned the logo. And yeah, cool guy, but he's not interested. He doesn't want to be in his father's shadow. He wants to have his own life, which you can't blame him. You can't blame the guy, right? He wants to have his own life. Fair enough. But yeah, Sticks Hammer, yeah, man, I totally agree with what you're saying, man. The satanic organizations are a dime a dozen. Most of them are empty and don't offer anything really other than a fancy membership card or whatever, you know, and it's all good. It's all good, man. Keep making your videos, man, because I really enjoy watching them, and you're one of the very few people that I actually pay attention to. And you are a Satanist. Hail Satan.